Welcome back. This is episode 6 of my weekly stats report. For this update, I decided to combine the last 2 weeks of driving into one recap. During that time, I drove a total of 652 miles over 19 hours, with full self-driving engaged the entire time. Looking at the statistics, I recorded on average 3.2 minor issues per 100 miles, 1.5 intermediate issues, and 0.6 major issues. The weather was clear for the entire period, with only about 4% of the time spent driving at night. As for road types, I was on the highway 29% of the time, 38% in city driving, and 33% on country roads. There were quite a few positive moments worth highlighting. First, I noticed several times that FSD behaves in a very polite manner. For example, when a truck wanted to merge, the car slowed down and yielded without hesitation. In another case, it yielded to a car waiting just beyond the sidewalk, which was impressive because that situation is not easy to spot. Rail crossings are usually challenging, and sometimes FSD does stop on them, but in this case, it handled things perfectly by waiting until there was enough space to cross. Another highlight came in a construction zone where the left lane was closed. FSD smoothly moved into the right lane, and once the work zone ended, it returned to the left lane just as smoothly. There was also a nice moment when the car slowed down because birds were on the road, showing great caution. Merging in heavy traffic can often be stressful, but despite many cars and tight spacing, FSD successfully merged left. I was also impressed by how far ahead the system can see. It detected cars that I could not even see myself because they were hidden behind others. Finally, I noticed that FSD can recognize when a car is parking. Instead of stopping behind it unnecessarily, it simply passed on the left and continued. Very well done. Now let's look at the challenges I encountered. Minor issues, 3.2 per 100 miles. The vast majority of these were potholes, with 16 occurrences out of 21. Potholes are concerning because they could damage the car. There were also other minor issues. For example, after passing a car, FSD stayed too far to the right, going through empty parking spots instead of returning to the main lane. In another case, it remained in a right turn only lane when I needed to go straight, so I had to intervene. On one left turn, the angle was too sharp and the car would have gone over the central reservation, so I took control to avoid potential damage. Intermediate issues, 1.5 per 100 miles. The main problem here was speeding in school zones, which happened 5 times. Another recurring situation was drifting left on the same road segment. Although the system might have self-corrected if another car had been nearby, I did not want to risk it. Major issues, 0.6 per 100 miles. The most notable incident happened when FSD chose the middle lane instead of the right lane for a right turn. With the turn indicator on, the car stopped on the middle lane at the red light. Since there was no traffic behind me, it was safe, but it could have been risky otherwise. Another recurring major issue happens at a specific intersection. Go straight. The correct lane is the right one, but for some reason FSD always stays in the middle lane, even though the map is correct, because this could be dangerous. I now manually merge right every time to avoid the situation. Here's the recap and the evolution over time. Minor issues increased sharply to 3.2 per 100 miles. Intermediate issues increased as well to 1.5 per 100 miles. Major issues stayed low at 0.6. Active monitoring disengagements were stable at 22 minutes on average. FSD drove 41 minutes on average without needing intervention. That's in line with the average. And combined, it means I can go about 15 minutes without touching the wheel at all. No grade overall because of many minor issues. That concludes the recap for episode 6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next report.